Well, good evening, everybody. How are we doing? You may notice I am flying solo this evening. It's just me. I am home alone. The girls, Andrea and Ellen, are in London at another gig. They are seeing Hollywood Vampires tonight. Yeah, kind of a super group. Johnny Depp playing lead guitar and guys from Aerosmith, Alice Cooper on vocals. It's, yeah, not really my thing. So Ellen has gone with Andrea and I've been left alone at home. So I've been doing not a lot really. Had a lie-in, took the dog out. I've been doing DIY and then I decided to jet wash the yard. Marcus, I think Marcus is in. Yeah, that thing is a beast, absolute beast. So I've tidied myself up because I was a bit of a mess. And now I'm going to share some stuff with you. I need to give a couple of shout outs first, but quickly we'll say hello. Hello to Will. Oh, there's Marcus. Yeah, good to see you. Ben, right, quickly while I've got you there, Ben. Ben sent over another box of stuff. Like I said to you in that message, Ben, it's not that I don't appreciate it. I completely do. But I'm just concerned you're spending too much money sending this stuff over to me, sourcing it and then shipping it over. It is an absolutely lovely thought. And I am so appreciative. But I'm just concerned that you could be listing this stuff on eBay yourself. But it is gladly received. As I say, I'll just, pop it on eBay yourself, make yourself some spare cash. So we have in here a bunch of Wii games. An Aston Villa sealed box set. I've had these getting on for a week now, and I think I looked this up and it wasn't too bad value-wise sealed. Can't remember what they were going for, but that will do quite well. And then some Wii games, My Horse and Me. Not one I've played. Super Monkey Ball was a game I did have back in the day. Love that. Monopoly, one of my favorite board games of all time. Deal or No Deal. Surprisingly, I think this sells. I've sold this before. And then a really random Sven-Goran Eriksson classical CD collection. So thank you so much, Ben. Like I said, we are eternally grateful, but just don't spend too much money shipping this stuff over. That's all I'm concerned about. And then I need to say hello to, I was just trying to find the message on Instagram. I'll give you an insight. Scrolling through Instagram messages, right? How long have you got? So I'll get a message and someone will say, oh, I've got some whatevers. Can I send them over to you? I think you might make use of them. I'm like, yes, this is Ziploc bags. Really, really handy sizes. Somebody got in touch and I said, yeah, if you don't mind, I'll pay the postage, whatever. Yeah, wonderful. Can I find the message on here? No, I can't. And there was no note in it. So I don't know who kindly sent these over. I love a Ziploc bag. And there's loads of really handy sizes in here. These are perfect for board game parts, that sort of stuff. So yeah, I apologize. I don't know your name and there was no note in it, but thank you. Right, I'm going to whiz to the end and we'll start sharing. So a few hellos as we go. Hi, Chris. Hi, Leanne. Hopefully you can hear me. I've just been waffling for 5 minutes already and yeah, hopefully it's working. Helen, Damien, Pete. Hello, everybody. Right. It's not scrolling now. What's going on? It's broken. There we go. Fluffy Muffin and Sean's everything. Flipping Maggie. Everybody's in. Right. Let's try and get to the bottom. If I've missed questions or whatever, pop them in again. Hi, Donna. Yeah, good to see you. Watch later. Fine, no problem. Oh, there's a question I've just seen. Nadina Delaney. Did you go to the Depeche Mode concert? We didn't spot you. Yes, we did. We were standing, so we were out on the pitch at Twickenham. We were there with Tom, who I was on Hit List with. We met up with Tom and his friend there. Yes, we were there. Hard to spot someone at a gig of that scale, though, to be honest. Hope you enjoyed it. Right. Wow. So much chat. Hello, everybody. Yes, there's Ben. Yeah, exactly. So let's say that's a £20 DVD. I'm just concerned you're sending me this, stuff that has, some real value when you could be listing it yourself. I am totally grateful, but I'm just concerned, Right, I'm trying to get to the end. Wow, you lot chat a lot. There we go. I'm at the bottom. Oh, how were the Pet Shop Boys? Hand on heart, one of the best gigs I have ever been to, and I've been to a lot. I don't think it quite tops Depeche Mode in 1990, but one of, if not the best gig I've ever been to. It was, I was emotional at parts because they were the band that got me into music when I was 13, fell in love with the album actually, and they played all the classics. And to have Ellen there with me, because Ellen's a fan, she was singing her heart out. I was singing so loud. The two guys stood in front of me were deafened by this voice. It was an epic night. Yes. Oh, I'll touch on this and then we'll all let it go. Felt for you in the week. You looked really hurt by those allegations. I thought it was so unnecessary. I won't say I was hurt. People are welcome to have their own opinions, but I'm also welcome to have my say and to have my point of view aired. I think people got the wrong end of the stick was the case, but that's life. I've said my piece and I'm fine with it now, But it does sting a little bit when people are accusing you of things you didn't do or had no ill intentions whatsoever. It was a very average interaction at a boot sale, a bit of a haggle, and I bought a bag of books. There was nothing more to it. So yeah, I was stunned when I read through the comments. I was like, what have they seen that? What? How? Why? Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Right. So we went to a yard sale event. We didn't go too mad. Andrea bought more than me, actually. And she's made a video on her channel that where she goes into detail on the stuff she bought. But she didn't buy and share any of the stuff I particularly bought. Although, to be honest, we were buying together and picking up stuff and passing them between us and buying a pile. So we kind of bought all of it together, really. But I thought I'd share all the bits that Andrea didn't share. I'm going to touch on some of Andrea's stuff as well that I had a hand in, or I think is particularly interesting or cool. And that's the plan. Okay. Where do I begin? I'm not going to share the media because I bought a stack of media, 10p media, and I'm going to do a separate video talking about that and explaining why I still buy media. But there's a couple of CDs here. We can start here, and then that'll be all the media. A lady had a box of CDs, 50p each. There was Beatles #1, so I was buying that all day long for 50p. So I asked her how much you CD. She said, 50p. But if you find a couple, that's fine. Just take whatever. So I'd already spied the spine of this one. I was like, I'm having that if that's in there, and it is. It's upside down, so I always flip them over to check condition. Sells immediately for me. And then I thought, okay, well, I'll grab another one, seeing as she's being generous, and said have 2 for 50p. Spotted this. Knew nothing about it. I thought that looks obscure. I just looked it up before I went live. Last one that sold on eBay was a tenner, used. So I still like my media. Right. Let me try and keep up in the chat. It's a little bit harder when there's only one set of eyes here doing this. Dave spent £140 on stock this weekend. Excellent. Yeah, comments about the video I put out. I'm so over that. It's fine. Okay, so We went to a stall and spotted this. This one might surprise you. I think Andrea did share this in her video. It's a vintage kettle. We had one very much like this in the 70s. It's a Swan. That's the brand. There is a logo on the bottom, but it needs a clean. It's got a lot of scale and just general dirt. So chrome Swan vintage 70s kettle. We paid a couple of quid. It's got its original lead. Believe it or not, these sell up into the 40 to 50 pounds. A lot will depend on condition and how well it cleans up. I mean, it's not too bad there, but we will get some descaler on it, see what we can do inside. But yeah, have them on your radar. It's a Swan vintage chromed kettle. So if we go conservative at maybe up to 40 quid, still not bad from a £2 investment. They have sold at 50, which I'm guessing is dependent on condition. So that was nice. It was one of those, we both looked at it and thought, and then we walked away from the stall. I had a quick check and I thought, oh, hang on, yes. Quickly ran back and grabbed it. Yeah, I know. Sometimes it's the things you wouldn't imagine. But yeah, nice thing. So what else have we got? Oh, I don't think Andrea shared these. We were at a stall. Oh, I spotted this first. I grabbed this. It's not as good as I thought it might be. This is a 1960s Minnie Mouse. I've had a similar Mickey one, which sold quite well a while back. Can't remember what we got for that. So this is a Mini. Trouble is, it should have like a pom-pom nose, and that's gone. It's just got a kind of smudge where the glue still is. There's the £2 sticker on it. Andrea, for her video, looked everything up on eBay. And I think she's valued it at 10 to 15, which isn't much considering it's like a 50, 60-year-old teddy bear. But yeah, condition is everything, and that's not great, as you can see, missing a nose. So there was that. At the same stall, oh, I also bought from the same people a nice little vintage 1950s, 60s Stanley measure. Sold one last week for a tenner. Found the exact same one, I think, on their stall for £1, but I don't know where that's gone. And then there were these bags. That one had £2 on it. This one wasn't labelled, and there was one bit that looked like it fell out of one of the bags. I can't remember if we did a bundle price on the lot, but let's say these were £4. So these are Fisher Price. Not had the bags open, but I could see that there are the cars in here from the garage, the very garage I had as a child, where you could wind up the elevator and the cars go up, and then it chopped them out the top and they went round. Hours of fun. So there's the orange and the yellow and the blue. I think that might be it. How many cars were in that? Was it 4? I should know. I'm pretty sure that was one of the original people from the garage. So she would probably go in the blue car like that. Maybe this, was he an original one from the garage? Looks familiar. So you go in there? No, I don't know. Anyway, so there's that. There's other vintage Fisher Price bits. But I think that's it for the cars, but they will sell. They'll have a market. I did sell the garage a year or so back. It wasn't a very good condition one. That went quick for, I can't even remember, 30 or 40, I don't know. And various other bits and bobs. Ooh, oh, that's the same character, but in orange. Yeah, so a bunch of vintage Fisher Price bits. The main thing I wanted was the cars. So that's that. Put all those back in there. Just reading in the chat. Minnie Mouse So scary like that. Yeah, it's a bit creepy, isn't it? What's this? Hello, Dipping Williams. Hi, I need help. I have a board game called Calcaptum, which is self-published and signed. How would you list, as it's a rare board game? Thanks. Try and do some research. Try and find some sales history if you can. If there is no sales history, you're just going to kind of have to make up a price and go with it. With something like that, I would suggest your target audience is tiny. So I wouldn't do an auction. I would list it as high as you think you dare and then have offers on it. That's how I tend to go with something like that I don't really have a clue about. Pick a price that you're happy with, pitch it, see what interest you get, see how many views you're getting, see if any offers come in, and judge it from that. If it just sits there for months on end with no interest, you know that maybe there isn't a market for it and you might have to change your tactics. But yeah, sometimes there is no sales history and you just have to come up with something. My children love that Fisher-Price garage. Don't think it's one of the items in my attic. Shocking, I know, but there are a couple of Hero Quests in there. Wow, I've got a Hero Quest in the shed. The incomplete one that I need to part out. Yeah. Recently sold a big bundle of vintage Fisher-Price figures and vehicles, some old wooden ones too. They did well. Good. And hello, Thomas, who's just in. So there was a couple of bags of those and the Mickey Mouse. I think Andrea may have got some footage on her video. Pop over to her channel after this and you can have a look. You can see us out and about. It was a really nice yard sale event. Yeah. So that's that. Something that Andrea wouldn't have shown you. I grabbed an item of clothing because it's brand new and I can use that as my product image if you like. It's a Loopy-Loo waterproof kids jacket aged 1 to 2 years. I think this was £2 and I looked it up briefly earlier. It's going to be not great. I'll push for 15, but not too bad, from a couple of quid. Let's put that out of the way. Now, this, one of the better finds of the day. Can anybody tell me what this is? Tap point on offer, the first person who knows what this implement is. It has a base. I spent £20 on it. And I think I still got an absolute bargain. Let's see if anybody knows. Yeah, heat press, C. Blaney. I'll give you the point for that. It is exactly that. It's a cricket or a cry cut, however you want to say it. Oh, falling off my chair. T-shirt. Well, they call them T-shirt presses, but it's a heat press. You can use it for whatever you want. Paid 20. Completed on these are there's a whole range as usual on eBay. I'll probably push for 75 to 100, but they're completing anywhere from 50 through to 100. Obviously, I'll have to test it out, but all it is it's an iron, really. I doubt there's much to go wrong in there, but I won't do it now. So yeah, £20. I may put it on at 100 with offers and then take anything sensible. So that was quite nice. Cricut is a brand that's worth looking out for. There's various different machines they do. It's all crafting stuff. We've sold bits and bobs on and off over the years. So that's that. What have we got in here? Right, what? Oh, there's loads of hi Neil. I drove past your neck of the woods through Letchworth yesterday. As we went past, I waved. An iron, basically it's an iron, yeah, for adding prints to t-shirts. Cricket, I think you were trying to say there, Daniel. Cricket heating iron. Yep. Basically, that's what it is. No, it's not a wallpaper stripper. Is that exactly it for sublimation or putting vinyl on t-shirts? Okay, excellent. It's not one of them. Okay, great deal for 20. I thought so. We went for it at that. The lady was holding fast, and that's fine, right? Haggling is not a crime, as long as you're polite about it. And if they don't go for it, then you move on. Yes, heat press or some sort of irony thing. Okay. Can also be used for hammer beads, right? Yeah, that would make sense because you kind of iron those, don't you? And they fuse together. Yeah, that would make sense. This would be good for a big hammer bead pattern that you want to keep dead flat. Yeah. Have you got any PS1 or PS2 stuff? I have some PS2 stuff. There's a recent video you can go back and watch. I don't actually own it yet. A friend of ours, local friend, neighbor, has given me a load of stuff to value, and he keeps giving me more stuff to add to it. So I don't know when we're going to actually do the deal on it, but there may be some PS2 stuff for sale in the foreseeable future. Hello, Susan. Not a reseller, but heard that Polly Pockets are quite valuable. They can be. Yes, indeed. I have all my daughters in the loft. Right. The value is in the people, because that's the bit that went up the Hoover. But if you've got the 80s clamshell ones and little houses and all of that with the people, you can potentially get some eye-watering money. So yeah, if you're in the market to sell them, dig them out and take a look on eBay at Completeds. Grilled cheese maker. I mean, it might work. I don't know. Did you play Spyro on PS2? I had Spyro on PS1. The first one I was big into when that came out. It's the only one I ever really played. By the time it was out on PS2, I had a high street gaming shop, and I was not so much a gamer, more a games retailer by then. I never really got into PS2. I did get into the Wii when that came out, 2006. Okay. Let's quickly cover this. I need a drink. I'm having a cider, by the way. Cheers. Dan's Kitchen Garden Allotment says, "Hi Nick, maybe you can help me. I'm new to selling on eBay. Someone was not happy with an item I sold. They returned it, but I received an empty box. What can I do?" Okay, I would contact eBay straight away. Get onto eBay customer services, explain to them exactly what's happened and take it from there. It's a little bit different if you have an account and you have top-rated seller protection, but you should be protected by eBay. I would say that's your first port of call. Phone eBay, explain exactly what's happened, and hopefully they will back you on this. Yeah. Hope that works out for you. Wow, so much chat. I did cover this. Andrea's gone with Ellen to see the Hollywood Vampires tonight. Okay, right. So what else did we buy? I think Andrea shared this. Now, this isn't as cool as it looks, although it looks like a vintage 70s, 80s phone. It's a modern reissue. It's a replica. It's still, I've seen these where these are push button. This is still a rotary. Doesn't sound like the old one. They're going, it's quite a good replica, really. I think we paid a couple of quid for it. Andrea would have looked this up because this was in her video. Let's see what she said. No, I can't find it. No. 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 Oh, blue rotary phone. 20 to 25, Andrea has suggested on that. Oh, right. I took a little bit of a punt on something. Not really. I got it so cheap, it really doesn't matter. I'll tell you why. I paid £15 for a box full of stuff. It's quite a mixed box full of stuff. Because on the top is a load of wallpaper, which some will be used as void fill. I think some has some value. This stuff, this fresco red brick, is about £10 a roll, all in. And I've got 3 or 4 of those. And then there's other ones I've not even looked up yet. If they don't have any value, I will use it as void fill. So there was all of that. Let me get it all out. There's, I don't know, 8 or 9 rolls or something. It's heavy. Oh. Yeah, there's a few open ones which I'll probably use as void fill. See, there's more of this red brick stuff. Oh. But also in here is that, which is a Lorex made by FLIR, Fleur. It's a digital video recorder, a security system, basically, which, if working, if it all checks out, is sort of, it varies again, like anything, 50, 60, 70 quid. I think it's got a terabyte drive in it. But I paid 15 on everything. There's 2 of these cameras. These are, if working, 15, 20 quid each. So there's my money, right? Safe. The remotes go for 10 to 15. It's got all of the wires apart from the mains lead, which is why she was happy to just let it go, I think. They had lost the mains lead. I chatted with the lady for ages. This was her system. They'd used it. I think they'd upgraded. And she was just having a proper clear out. It's a standard 9-volt lead. So I'll pick one of those up, get it tested, get the cameras tested, probably sell it as a full setup. But if I don't know, I might elect to part it out. But if you say the wallpaper cost me a £5, this cost me a £10, my money's back there. So fingers crossed that's working. And yeah, we should do okay out of that. Ooh. Let's have a look. Dan's saying, thank you. I've just started up an eBay shop, and this is the first time that I've had this problem. Don't let it put you off. The scams that inevitably will happen to us all at some point are still few and far between. 99.9% of every transaction we ever do, and we do thousands upon thousands, 99% are to genuine, lovely people who are not trying to rip you off. Those are the ones you want to focus on. I'm sorry this has happened to you. It does happen to all of us. Hopefully eBay will back you on this and you won't lose out. Yeah. So, hello, Glitter Sunflower. Anyone else go dumpster diving for eBay stock? I tend to go dumpster diving for cardboard. That's all I've ever fished out of. There's a couple of spots I've found since I've moved, which are really good. One is a pet shop, big store, out of town pet shop place, and they have really nice size boxes. So I go there and dumpster dive for that. Okay. Nick, print out a picture using your t-shirt paper you have and print your own t-shirt with the heat press. Well, I could. Sounds like a lot of faffing about. I could. Wow, so much chat. Okay. Right, what else do we have? I got to a stall before Andrea. I think she was dealing with Jeff. We had Jeff with us. And I spotted these straight away and grabbed them to see if Andrea was keen. Because they wanted I think they wanted £5 the pair. And I wasn't sure if these were, really mass-produced things and weren't worth going on. But Andrea was happy to grab them at a £5. I don't think they're Emma Bridgewater. I don't think they have masses of value. And at £5, probably the limit of what we should have spent on them. She's put 15 to 18 the pair, so not a great deal. But it's the sort of item. Andrea's such a fan. If these don't sell particularly well, we'll just keep them. It's not a biggie. But Emma Bridgewater ceramics can be crazy good. The chicken was Emma Bridgewater, wasn't it? It was. The little tiny chicken that we got 300 quid for. So we're always on the lookout for it. But those are seemingly fairly common. Oh, this is cool. Sadly, not actual Lego, otherwise it would have been worth a lot more. It is sealed, and it's basically a copy of Technics Lego. So it's a bulldozer. It's one of these Science Museum branded blatant copies of Technics Lego. I grabbed it because it was sealed. I thought this might make a nice item to go in our monthly auction, which was due to be tonight. But because I'm on my own, I wasn't going to go there. So we may be doing that next week. Not sure. But yeah, nice thing. If it was Technics, it would be worth, 5 times as much as this probably is. That's that. Oh, I thought I'd share this. If you've seen Andrea's video, she covered this, but how cool is that? This is Victoria Plum, so from the 80s. I don't know if it's dated anywhere. But it's got 1979, but that's just probably the copyright for the design. Yeah, Andrea was into all of this and had this sort of exact stuff. So she saw this and she was like, oh my God. And there was a bedspread, maybe some curtains. I can't remember. There's a pile over there. But this I thought was worth sharing again because it's brand new and sealed. I mean, how many of those? It's a pillowcase. How many of those can be out there still in the packet? Probably not a lot of value though. Let's have a look. Bear with. Victoria Plum duvet set is down here, 30 to 40 pounds. Pillowcase new in packet, ? So I'm guessing Andrea couldn't find any, which does not surprise me. Don't know what we will try and sell that for. It's just nice to see. I thought there were curtains. Oh, it says curtains, 30 to 40. I don't know if they were Victoria Plum as well. Can't remember. The chat, it was right at the end of the day, we went up to a chat and it was all in a bag. And Andrea was like, how much are you looking for? And he just, I'm sure he threw out £2 for the lot. So we were like, fine, yeah, we'll go with that. What else? Oh, this is probably a keeper because I think before we moved, when we were in proper clear out mode, I think we got rid of our copy of this. I might be wrong. If we've still got it, I will be selling it on. It's one of my favorite games to play if you have a bunch of friends around and you want a game that's easy to play, quick to set up, and such a laugh. Absolute balderdash. Cannot recommend it highly enough. One of my favorite kind of party fun games to play. If you don't know what it is, basically there's loads of categories. There's words, people, initials, movies, and laws. So on a card, let's say you've got 6 of you round, and I'm reading the card that round. I will read out, let's say, a law. So it might say, in Arkansas in 1856, it's illegal to ride a horse whilst, and everybody else has to fill in that law, make up a law. I've got the actual original real law, right? And it's the same with words, people, famous people and stuff. And then then they hand all of theirs in. I read them all out, and everyone has to guess which is the actual correct truth. And everyone scores points if they manage to convince the other players that their thing was the truth. It's so much fun, really is. Simple game, but genius. So I'm not sure, like I said, if we got rid of ours, I saw that for £1 and thought, it's coming home. I think it still sells for about £13 to £15 anyway. So yeah, great game. Let's have a look. What's that? Chris G. Just checked there is a Victoria Plum single duvet and pillowcase pre-owned for just short of 50. Well, there you go. People of a certain age are buying back their childhood. Yeah. Right. I think I've done everything over there. These I thought were gorgeous. I'm sure Andrew was filming. One of the first stalls we went to, a guy, he was saying, and I think it's in the footage, that he was having a proper clear out. I don't know if he was a dealer or just a hoarder. He called himself a hoarder. Look at the dust on this. He had all sorts. We could have spent a lot of money there. We bought a few select pieces and then went, including this pair of turned candlestick holders with little brass cups at the top to hold your candles in. And I thought they were so nicely done. Really nicely proportioned. These were a couple of £1. And then we also grabbed this. I took a bit of a shine to this. It's going to need a plug. But look at the switch. Isn't that cool? And it's got these square base and a little sort of plinth, and then this. I think that's so nice. I don't know if it's a homemade piece or it would have been a retail piece. It's got some age to it. I mean, you can tell by the switch. And this, oh, there you go. £3 on that. So we grabbed that as well. I think there were other bits from that stall. I just grabbed a few of the interesting. Andrea's got a table full of stuff over there. So if you've not seen her haul video, which is on her channel now, you can do that. So yeah, but these are going to clean up lovely. That one's not as dusty as this one. If I start sneezing now, you know why. Let's read some comments. Oh, people are talking about the legalities of dumpster diving. I think technically in the UK, you're not supposed to, particularly if it's on private land. So I wouldn't suggest anyone do it. Like I said, I go fishing for cardboard boxes. I've never had any problems. I've spoken to people whilst doing it and they've not had any issues. In fact, guys have helped me get boxes out. People have gone back into the shops and got me more boxes. But be aware that technically, I don't think in the UK, you should be doing it. So yeah, be cautious. Okay. So other things. I've got a bit of a heap here. Oh, I picked these up for 20p. It's a box of Packard Bell CDR. I think it. Oh, it looks like it might be missing one. It should be a box of 10. Sealed individual in jewel cases. So I tend to pick these up for spare cases, so I can recase CDs when I pick them up and they are smashed. Sometimes you'll find that old blank media is worth more. This sort of stuff even is worth more to you to resell. I looked into this. I might at a push get sort of £9 or £10 for the box, but it looks like I'll be waiting forever. So I'll probably just use those as spares. Owes me 20p. Perfect. Oh, this, I've bought these quite a few times. I think I've had this exact model as well. It's a Braun little coffee grinder. And yeah, they're not bad. I looked up current prices before we went live. Currently looking at 15 to 20. And this one, I think, was £1. It might have even been 50p. I can't quite remember now. Where's the logo gone? There you go. Braun. So they're worth picking up. This one is nice as well because it's so clean. Quite often they will have residue all over them, but that one is lovely. Don't even think it needs a clean at all. May not have been used. Happy days. There's that. Oh, these are nice. Again, these are in Andrew's video, but I wanted to share these because they're quite fun. These are from KLM, which is an airline, isn't it? Andrea was telling me, because she's looked into it, that I think these were like little freebies if you flew with KLM, or maybe it was given to you if you flew first class or something. They are Delft. Blue Delft, exclusively made for KLM by Bols, and they have alcohol in. They have some sort of liqueur in them, which becomes problematic if we went to sell it on eBay, I believe. So I may have to drink it. But yeah, we paid, was it 50 pence each, or either 50p or £1 each for these? And yeah, there's a market. People collect them. Again, let me refer to Andrea's pages of research. KLM Bowls Delft houses, approximately 15 to £20 each would be Andrea's guesstimate on those. When we were looking at them, actually, there was some great big ones, like massive, like a palace, that sell for hundreds of pounds. But yeah, interesting. Never had those before. They have a little spout here with a wax seal, and these are still sealed. Don't know if you can hear it, but we may be drinking whatever's in there before we sell it on. I think it's liqueur, isn't Bols a liqueur brand? It's not whiskey, is it? Don't know. May have, oh, don't say that. May have been used as specimen bottles. I wouldn't drink the content. What are you on about, Belinda? No one's weed in them. They're still wax sealed. And you're not gonna get your wee down that tiny hole, are you? I will give it a sniff before I drink it. How's that? Okay. It's a yellow drink. Do they just do one drink? Glug glug, maybe. I've sold. Oh, here we go, Linda. I've sold lots of those houses. Don't mention the alcohol, so you should be okay. Just don't mention it. Just describe them as houses. Well, if we're just going to do that, I might as well drink it, right? Might have one tonight. But that's interesting. So you've sold them and maybe just sell them as Delft KLM houses. End of. Yeah. Okay. Liqueurs or spirits, right? Might have been an incontinent elf. It might have been. Okay. All right. I'll give you that. Might have been. Balls do blue. Now, how do you say it? Curacao? Curacao? I can't remember. Triple sec and others. Not really my kind of drink then, but, I'll give it a go. Advocat, do they do that? Bowls do various liqueurs. Bowls, blue Curacao, and I'm not saying that right, am I? Bitter lemon. Look up Bols ballerina bottles. Okay, Silver Hair Stacker, we'll have a look at that later. Raymond, hey Nick, do you remember you did a video on Harry Potter writing cases? Harry Potter writing? Oh, yeah, I picked one up, didn't I? Harry Potter writing case. Yeah, stationery set. I managed to buy 3 for £5. Used, but not bad, right? Sounds good to me. It's Dutch gin, is it? Okay. Hi, Sandra. She is at a concert with Ellen. I'm not sure the band will be on. The main act is Hollywood Vampires. Johnny Depp is performing with them, touring with them. And yeah, Andrew's had tickets for years. It's been postponed. So yeah, it's been a long time coming. I wouldn't drink it if you were home alone. Well, I've already had a cider. Just in case Andrea finds you in a heap later tonight. Yeah, I'm not good with spirits. I have a history. There was the rum incident. I should stick to beers and cider, really. Okay. The houses should be numbered. I believe they are. I think you're right. I can't see where the number is now. Oh, 176. But you can see why people would collect these. 76, that's quite a collection. They would look so cool when you get loads of them together. And like I said, they do great big like palaces and stuff. I need to blow my nose. It's that dust. It's getting to me. Oh, good Lord. Right, where were we? Okay. Oh, chat keeps jumping. Instead of words of wisdom, are we at words of wisdom? We're not even there yet. I haven't even finished sharing stuff. Let's do favorite song. Well, we might do at the end. Hi, Kirsten. Evening. I'm not buying at the moment. Feels very wrong. Yeah. Not scratching the buying itch. It's going to be traumatic. Yes, exciting times in Kirsten's world. Drink it live, just in case it's not happening. For entertainment value. I'm not doing that. Nick, what have you been drinking? Just everything in the house. Yeah, I could drink 2 houses worth. There's probably only a shot in there, and maybe a double in there. But I'm not doing it live on camera. Okay. Right, I'm at the bottom. So, oh, this was interesting. If you watch the what do they call it? The Pottery Showdown, Great Pottery Showdown, I think it is. The guy on there, one of the presenters, the guy who gets really emotional, whatever his name is. Did Andrew write it down? I hope I've got the right mug. This was made by him. Here we go. Great Pottery Throwdown. Keith Brymer Jones, Dear Santa. Yes, it's the one. Dear Santa bucket mug. Not masses of money, but 10 to 15 pounds. His stuff is sought after. Now he's kind of a famous TV guy as well. Yeah, so that was interesting. I think it's the first one of his we've had. Do you know the guy I mean? Keith. There we go. Yeah, see, plainly knows. Pottery Throwdown, yes. Hello, Paul and Judy. I had a good buy. I got a Now CD for 5p and sold it for £15. Not bad for 5p. There you go. See, media is not dead yet. Not quite. Oh, chat's just jumped again. Oh, good Lord. Where was I? There we go. Luby Lou, just watched Andrea's haul, and I mentioned I found 4 of the Keith Brymer Jones mugs from the Punk range. Same as yours, with God Save the Tea and a safety pin stuck through them. Wow. I love his passion for pottery. Yeah, he's one of those people who is kind of heart on his sleeve kind of guy. And when he sees beauty in something and feels that, it just all comes out. It's amazing to watch, isn't it? And he sets everyone in the room off. Yeah. I was kind of skeptical about that program, and then I really got into it this this season that's finished. Really enjoyed that, and I thought the right person won. She was so talented. Okay, have I got any more stuff? Oh, I do. Right. So I pretty much shared all that I picked up, apart from a stack of media. I'm going to do a separate video talking about media. Is it worth buying? I'm going to make a separate video and go through a stack of DVDs. Just as a kind of, this is why I still buy media. Yeah. So a couple more bits. These were interesting. So we were at a stall. Funnily enough, I was buying media, and Andrea spotted, I don't know if they were both from that stall. I don't think so. This definitely was. Anyway, it is Sunshine Grace Philosophy. I'm not sure which is the brand. Isn't Philosophy the brand? Maybe. Anyway, it's brand new, unused, and we paid. Think. We lumped it all together and got a deal, but I think this worked out to be about £4 or something like that. £3 or £4, maybe. Andrea will tell you in her video. But she's got down there 30 to 40. So yeah, that should be a nice little flip. Sunshine Grace. I think they do a whole range of grace, of fragrances around the word grace, don't they? I'm pretending I know stuff here. I really don't. And then this one, yeah, I think this was a different stall. This is, I can't read it. Peck Sniffs, Forest Therapy, Happiness. It's a scent. I think it's a room scent, is it? Room spray. Yeah. And that's, we're going to put on for about £12. Yeah. Is that all I've got to share? I think so. Just having a look around. I need to blow my nose again. That dust has got to me. Philosophy is the brand. It was. Okay, I did know something. See? Philosophy is the brand. Great stuff. Excellent. Peck Sniffs is an old established brand. Well, it's new to me. I've never heard of it. So I think that's everything I'm going to share. So we will slowly wrap this one up, and then we'll do words of wisdom. But somebody was requesting we switch it up. Who was that? I can't remember who. That we all put in our should we all put in our favorite song of all time? That's such a hard question though, because it varies, doesn't it? I do have one. Oh, do I? Yeah, I do. Yeah. So we'll do that in a bit. But let's read from the chat for a bit before we wrap up, because we've still got loads of time. Mark, hello, Mark. Hi, Nick. I enjoyed your video earlier this week when you were teleporting yourself from office up to Andrew's office. You made me laugh so much. Thank you. Yeah, I've not done that for a while. I did enjoy making that video, actually. Sometimes I get too much in my head, and videos are not easy to make. And I managed to find a moment where I was able to just pick up the phone and just chat and be fine with that. And then I don't even think I edited it really. Well, apart from when I teleported. And then just put it up. It was just a ramble to show you how chaotic my brain is. And what an average day as a very disorganized reseller looks like. That's all that was. But I enjoyed it, and I'm glad you did. Hello, Rob. Nick, did you ever pick up more car parts? No. Not since that crazy haul. I've had other hauls of stuff, as I'm sure you're aware, but no. Favorites, yeah. Well, this is it. A favorite song is so hard. It all comes down to mood. Which song is favorite in that mood? But we'll try, right? When we get to the end, we can all share. I'll be interested to know. Just pick a favorite for the moment. Then doesn't have to be your favorite of all time. I will share mine, and we'll see what comes in. If I sell anything with a bit of dust, I always say the dust is free of charge. Let's do an actual eBay question, shall we, for once? Question: given that eBay applies fees to both the cost of an item and postage, what is your thought process as to list with postage or postage free? I do a bit of both. It doesn't really make any difference. If you add the postage on, if I sell something with postage on or chose to sell it with postage combined, it would be roughly the same amount. I just add the postage into the cost. And the reason eBay switched to applying fees to the postage as well as the actual item cost was that people used to abuse that and sell an item for like £1 and have £20 postage. So they would avoid paying the fees. So ages back, they stopped that ridiculousness that was going on by applying fees to both. As to free shipping or paid shipping, with media, I tend to go free shipping. There are exceptions because that's kind of the norm in that category now. With other stuff, it just depends how I feel, or it depends what it seems is the norm in certain categories or what my competition are doing. I don't think it makes any difference whatsoever. Oh, sorry, Maggie. Yeah, I'm going to break it to you. I can't actually teleport. It would be blooming good if I could. It's all camera trickery. Oh, no, I'm letting people down. Okay, are we going to do favorite songs, and we'll talk about music. That could go on for a while if you get me onto music. Okay, Tina says, "Hallowed be thy name, Iron Maiden." Wow. Back in the late 80s, I had for a year or so, I really got into Iron Maiden. I was quite into the heavy metal. I was really into Guns N' Roses, their Appetite for Destruction album. I adored Motley Crue for a while. And then, of course, I found Iron Maiden. I loved their album, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. It's just for that style of music, that heavy metal style, I think that's a masterpiece. Only my opinion. Okay. Can't think of one. Just stick one in. Proud Mary. Yeah, Proud Mary. Tina Turner did. I don't know if Tina Turner did. Was it she that did that? I don't know if that was the original. Not sure. Here we go. Ian. Faith song Long Distance Love by Little Feat. I don't think I know that. Paint It Black. Wow. I love that. Yeah, the Stones we're talking about, right? I See a Red Door. And yeah, love it. Don't Stop Me Now by Queen. Can't go wrong with a bit of Queen. My favorite ever song is Please, Please, Please Let Me Get What I Want by the Smiths. Always makes me emotional. Now then, have you seen the set that Rick Astley did at Glastonbury? And what's your opinion? I haven't spoken to any like super Smiths fans. I mean, I'm a fan of the Smiths, but I wouldn't say I'm a true fanatic. I thought he did an amazing job. He fronted the Blossoms and he did a full Glastonbury set of Smiths covers. And I think he did an incredible job. I watched Justin Hawkins from The Darkness has his own YouTube channel and he reacted to it. That's worth a watch. Yeah. Chris Tyler, CCR or Tina? CCR, Creedence Clearwater Revival. Oh, words. A recent one, Adele Skyfall. Interesting, like it. Oh, you've been watching our eBay. We have had some pretty amazing sales this weekend. I'll probably do a separate video and talk about that, but yeah, it's been good. Oh, goodness me, Linkin Park Numb. Love that. Absolutely. Yeah. What's the other? Was it? I get muddled up with their songs. Was it Paper Cut? Was it Paper Cut they did? From the first album. But Numb is, yeah, amazing. Today's favourite, tomorrow will vary. Absolutely. Fave Queen song, Innuendo. Interesting choice. Very interesting choice. Like it. Dear Prudence, Susie and the Banshees. I'm a bit of a fan. I was into Susie in the late 80s, early 90s. I was absolutely obsessed with the Peekaboo album. I think that's a masterpiece. And then the follow-up, pink cover, She Stood There in Yellow. That one. 91, 92, was it? Superstition? Was that Superstition? No. Anyway. Yeah, Dear Prudence, which of course is a Beatles cover. Isn't it? Am I making stuff up here? No, I don't think I am. Yes, Paul, that is the plan. We are, I think, planning to go up to Norwich for that. There's a lot of stalls, isn't there? If it's the one I'm thinking of, it's huge, absolutely huge. Apparently, going back to the advantages or disadvantages of free shipping and shipping added on. Apparently, buyers can do filtered search. One filter choice is lowest shipping. Okay, so it might be a slight advantage because then you would get bumped up. Fair enough. As it's our 30th wedding anniversary this year, I will go with REO Speedwagon. I Can't Fight This Feeling, as it was our first dance song. Nice tune. I think it's easier to think up a most hated song. Well, that's for another time. Would you ever mark an item with UV pens so you could prove it was yours if it was returned? I have experimented with that. As far as eBay is concerned, and they're the one who kind of, they kind of gatekeep who gets the money back and whose side they're on. It wouldn't make any difference to them. But it is something that it's not a bad tactic to have as a deterrent, to say all of my, put in the listing, all of my stuff is UV marked. That might put off scammers in the first place. But I'm not sure how much it would help your case after the fact, to be perfectly honest. It could prove to you that you've got the wrong item back, but I don't think it would make any difference in eBay's decision-making. Favorite song? Sound of Silence, Simon and Garfunkel, very nice. Fleetwood Mac, The Chain, oh my goodness. I was thinking the other day about my top 10 albums of all time. And no matter what way I look at it, Fleetwood Mac's Rumours has to be there. It has to be there. It's a flawless album. Again, in my opinion. I'm sure there's people out there that don't like it. I was looking on Amazon. I happened to be on Amazon the other day. Fleetwood Mac's Rumours is in the top 100, and it feels like it's been there for ages, on vinyl. An album that came out in 77, I want to say. Amazing. But yeah, The Chain. Do-do-doom, do-do-doom, do-do-do-do-doom-doom. Yeah, but they used that in Formula One, didn't they? Do they still use that? I don't watch Formula One anymore. What's this? These Animal Men. Now, Menswear is an album, is an artist, a band, and These Animal Men. These Animal Menswear. I don't. What? By or is that the title? These Animal Menswear by Art Brut is my favorite song at the moment. I don't know that at all. As you can tell, I was muddled up. I thought you were talking about These Animal Men or Menswear, but you weren't. Sorry. Tainted Love. Wow. Yes, I bought the reissue, the soft sell reissue, which came out in 91. Great tune. Ian Jury, isn't it? Or is it Drury? Is it Drury? I thought it was Jury. I don't know. Which song? We're doing songs. Masterplan Oasis. I was talking about Oasis in my last video. Yeah, big fan. That is a tune and a half. We could do a whole thing on what's Oasis' best tune. I like Whatever. I also like Live Forever. But a tune that I think is quite underrated is Do You Know What I Mean? They're kind of, I think it was the lead single off which album? Third album, Be Here Now. Way too many songs that I really like to pick a favourite. It's just a bit of fun. Just chuck one in. Baker Street, Joey Rafferty, love that. Do you remember there was a cover by the band called, I think they were just called Undercover? Again, early 90s, 91, 92. Not a patch on Joey's version, though. Better than the OG version. Gotta go with Cities in Dust. What's that? Why don't I know what that is? I'm sure I should do. Rush, Tom Sawyer. Favorite song would be a Band on the Run, Wings, or the Foo Fighters version, or A Forest by The Cure. I was listening to that the other day. Yeah, I've been listening back to The Cure and discovering Cure albums I didn't know about. I was a huge fan of Disintegration, and for me, that's their masterpiece. But I've been kind of dipping into other albums. I don't know their earlier stuff really, or the stuff that came after it. I don't know why I dipped in at that point. Yeah. What's that say? Swathe of post deleted just now. I don't know what that's referring to. I'm not deleting things, if that's what you're saying. I'm just reading comments here. Pixies Debaser. I actually only owned, I think I had copies on cassette of Pixies stuff. I owned Trompe Le Monde, the album with the weird eyes on the cover. Yeah. There was a Pixies question that came up. You may have seen, if you watched myself and Tom on the hit list, you may have seen that we didn't get a Pixies question. Favorite Maiden tune is The Trooper. Yeah, that's a heck of a tune. Hit Me With Your Rhythm Stick. Going back to Ian Jury. Yes, tune. That's one of the first songs I ever remember being conscious of. That was what, mid-70s? So I would have been tiny. Maybe that's late 70s. That's one of the first songs ever. And the other one is Abracadabra by whoever. Can't remember. It slipped my mind. I'll be no good on a TV quiz. I wasn't that good on the TV quiz I was on. It was all Tom. Changes Daily. Yesterday was Happy Ending by Mika. Wow. Today it's Waltzing Along, James. Oh my goodness. That is such a tune. I love that album. Whiplash, wasn't it? 1997. Tomorrow off that is absolute work of genius. And She's a Star. I had all the singles off that. Oh, that's such, I want to go and listen to that now. And I think it was the follow-up album, Millionaires, is absolutely brilliant as well. James are so good. Saw them live in 92, I want to say. Or might be 91 when they toured Gold Mother. And I was a little bit drunk, so I don't clearly remember much of it. I just know it was really good. Beatles, I Need You, lovely. Tina Loves the Darkness. One of my favourite songs is the Don Henley Boys of Summer. Yep, great tune. That really is an evocative tune, that. Always reminds me of Fairfield air shows, driving home with the windows down, super hot weather. Nice. Groove Armada, super styling. What's the Groove Armada one? Is it By the River? I feel like it's By the River. That takes me back. I bought that on single. Must have been like 98, 99. I think it was when I left home. And whenever it comes on, that just transports me to a time. Okay. I love what's that? The Plan by the Osmonds, but honestly can't say a favourite, as I just love all music. Yeah, I can appreciate that. I don't know the Osmonds stuff, I'll be perfectly honest. Joyride, Roxette. Joyride, wow. I bought their first album and really enjoyed the look and Dress for Success and all that stuff. Kind of lost touch with them after that, but great pop band. Sweet 16 by Ringo. Don't know that. I thought Rick and the Blossoms were fantastic. Did you? Good. I was amazed how much I enjoyed that. He committed, 100% committed to that. And the crowd were absolutely loving it. You could hear the crowd singing every word as well. It was good. Paul's come in with a bit of Mode. Favorite song, but not tonight. Depeche Mode. It is one of my favorites. It's up there. Yeah, that is again, that's one of those tunes that just takes me right back to a time. So my favorite tune, if I had to pick one, well, it's one of two really, and they're both Depeche Mode songs. It would be Walking in My Shoes or Surrender. Surrender is a little known B-side track, but it is a masterpiece, an absolute masterpiece. Yeah, I could go on. I could list many, but we'll just leave it there. Mr. Bojangles by Sammy Davis Jr. We'll be having this at my funeral just to wind the wife up. Okay. Open Sesame, Kool and the Gang. I don't know. It's probably one of those I'd know if I heard it. Kool and the Gang. I had Kool and the Gang. Was it Kool and the Gang? I think it was. Celebration. Celebrate good times. That one. I had that on 7-inch. I think I was given it by a friend at school. The same friend gave me Shout by Tears for Fears and introduced me to them. What a band. Still going strong today. Absolutely amazing. Tusk, Fleetwood Mac. Wow, what a choice. Interesting. Alter Bridge. Wow. My favorite song is Blackbird by Alter Bridge. Probably a song I know, but I can't. Yeah. Sure, I've heard it, but I can't place it. Lonely People, America. Bohemian Rhapsody. Judy Collins, Amazing Grace. Pete's come in with Erasure. A little respect. I find it nigh on impossible to pick a favorite Erasure song because they do amazing, heartfelt, slow stuff and incredible pop bangers. There's just so much. Their catalogue is so vast. I tend to end up at Fingers and Thumbs as my favorite Erasure track, but there's too many. Yeah. Don't know where it's Always I tend to come back to a lot, but A Little Respect is a great choice. Stevie Nicks, Rhiannon. Yeah, what a voice. Amazing. Depeche Mode, Enjoy the Silence. Can't go wrong. Oh my goodness. Birdhouse Now, I think it's called Birdhouse in Your Soul, and it's by They Might Be Giants. This was I think that's 91. What a period of music, 1990s, early 1990s. Birdhouse in Your Soul is an amazing tune. I've got it on 7-inch somewhere. I picked it up cheap. Awesome. Hang on. Dust getting in my throat. I could just go on reading your favorite songs all night. Do you mind? Heavy by Linkin Park is one of my favorite all-time songs. It makes me feel emotional when listening to it because it feels like an insight into Chester and his mind. Going back and listening to Linkin Park does that every time now, because the subject matter was, a lot of it was about what was going on in his head anyway, and knowing what happened just gives them a whole different edge. Yeah. Crawling, for example. Is the track called Crawling? Yeah. Meaningful stuff, powerful stuff. Strong. Oh, London Grammar. Now we're talking. Yeah, Strong by London Grammar. Love that so much. Everything Now by Arcade Fire. Hands up, I had never really listened to Arcade Fire. I've been recommended them so many times, and I'm doing myself a disservice. I do not know that band. I feel like I'd like them, but I don't. Sound of Silence by Disturbed, their version. Yeah, London Grammar are great. I don't think they've matched their debut yet. I don't know. I just don't think they've matched the kind of. I feel like the follow-ups are maybe a little bit overthought. The first one is just it just grabs me a bit more. As for a new song, Penguin Cafe in Rebud, I don't know what that is. Michael Jackson, Morning Glow, I don't know that song. Interesting. Oh, I'm getting cramp in my hand. Ow, ow, ow. Oh, there's a super chat. Rob, thank you very much. I have been listening to AI Kurt Cobain mashups. What? Wow. I've been not for a couple of weeks now, but I got really kind of deep dive on AI and people's theories on where that's going. Should we be worried? Have we unleashed something, or are we about to unleash something? And when you really look into it, depends who you listen to, obviously, but I think, it's well, one of the most respected minds of all time, Professor Hawking, Stephen Hawking, right? He said the biggest threat to humanity was AI. So if he's thinking it, then yeah, I think we should be worried. And it sounds all very science fiction-y, but when you actually look into what's going on and how powerful it is already and what it potentially knows about us and the reasons why it could turn, yeah, that's for another night. But anyway, AI Kurt Cobain mashups, I can only imagine. How many of these have we got? Disturbed keep coming up. The game, pretty good. I liked Breaking the Habit. Linkin Park keep coming up. Beatles, 8 days a week, or 8 saves a week. Yeah, more fans of London Grammar. Oh yeah, their cover of who's that? Chris Isaac, Wicked Game, is brilliant. Yeah, that's on YouTube. Look it up. She sings that so well. Bohemian Rhapsody. Bowie Underground from Labyrinth. Okay, nice. Fleetwood Mac again. Dreams. What's a long message there? Hi, Nick. Bit late tuning in this evening. Also, have a break from eBay at the moment, but was at a car boot sale today and got loads of new stuff. Time to get back at it again. Hope you're well. Yes, we're well. Thank you. Underrated song by a band called the Midnight Strangers. Absolute banger of a song. Don't know them at all. T-Rex Jeepster, my first record. See, that's a cool first record. I've started something now, haven't I? The paint painted on my heart. I don't know what that is. Blondie Rapture. Stairway to Heaven by Heart, not Led Zepp. Wow. Oh, The Cult. Okay. What's the Cult one that I absolutely love? The one everybody knows. She Sells Sanctuary. I could listen to that on repeat. So good. I always liked Songbird by Oasis. So I didn't, unfortunately. Not one of my favorites at all. I'm going to try and get to the end. I'm going to have to speed up. Stand By Me. That's an Oasis tune. Oh, is this how far behind I am? Oasis are legendary. Yeah. I can hear Jeff sneezing. What are you doing? Wonderwall, yeah. Falling on a Bruise. Are we talking Carter now? My favorite Carter song, I'm afraid, is a bit predictable. It's Sheriff Fat Man all day long. I still know every word. I still sing it like I'm still 18. I was never more obsessed by a band than Carter in 91, 92. It was I mean, they weren't really punk, but they were as near to punk as I ever got. Stage diving and mosh pit craziness. Yeah. Love Carter. Cure, Love Cats, Hotel California. Yes, I love that as well. So much to the Cure that you never think of. Great band. Yeah, they really are. So talented. Yeah. Oh my goodness, I've started something here. Stiff Little Fingers and Alternative Ulster. Sorry, Chris, don't know it. Don't know their stuff. Oh, what's this one? Oh, Superman by Laurie Anderson tells you all you need to know about my brain. I don't know if I know that. Probably do. The Damned. I'm ka-chinging. Oh, we've sold another NASA astronaut. I've nearly sold out of the NASA little kids spacesuits, which is quite amazing because we bought what felt like too many of them at the start. The Damned. Wow. Nick and Andrew Hills. Hear the new Blur. I have heard a couple of tracks. I keep meaning to put it on Spotify when I'm working. Haven't heard the whole album yet, no. Hi, Pete. We're just waffling. We're just waffling about music. Oh my goodness. Overcorn by Depeche Mode has always been a favorite as well. I think it was a B-side. It was a B-side. It was B-side to something early, wasn't it? Wasn't that way back, like Meaning of Love or something to B-side to? I could go and grab the 12-inch and find out for you, but it's in the other room. Yeah, I could do a top 20 best of Depeche Mode and still be thinking there's loads I could put in. Oh my goodness, what a song. Kashmir. The vocals on that. Christina Grimmie? I don't know that artist. A song called Deception. I love the cover of Billie Jean, Civil Wars. Nice. I have a new appreciation of Red Hot Chilies. Funnily enough, I've been playing their greatest hits in the car, and I'm always surprised at how great their songwriting is. I don't know why I'm surprised. My favorite of theirs is Scar Tissue, I think, if I had to pick one. Although Under the Bridge is hard to beat. But yeah, love the Chilies. Most disappointing band I've ever seen live, though, sadly. I loved the Cure's videos in the 80s. So did I, because basically they got pissed and had a laugh. Hello, Neil. Yes, I'm good. How are you? Eurythmic Sweet Dreams. I was watching a breakdown of that song. I think it was Rick Beato, who has an amazing music channel. I was watching a breakdown of that. He does a series. Was it him? It might have been somebody else. But Rick does a series of what makes this song great, and he dissects the songs and talks about music theory that I really know nothing about. But I just find it fascinating how they layer up the songs and how, I just find it interesting. And I watched one recently on Sweet Dreams. Steve Miller Band. What was that one that had the Joker, wasn't it? It was a reissue and went to #1 in the early 90s. Steve Harley Band. Oh yeah, Miller. Yeah. Chaz Jankel. I don't know Chaz Jankel. Goldfrapp, another amazing band. Goldfrapp, a few years back, did a track, and Dave Garn of Depeche Mode guest vocaled on it. What was it? Ocean? Was it Ocean something? I can't remember now. But it's a blinding track. It's really good. Abracadabra. Oh, that's how far behind I am. Sorry. Steve Miller Band, was it? Right. Okay. Oh, my goodness. I'm so sorry. I'm miles behind. I don't care. I might have another cider. Pete's got an autographed James CD of Strip Mine just before they got big. Wow. Yes, it was By the River. Yeah. Amazing. 21 Pilots. Now, my daughter would be thrilled that you said that. She is a super fan of 21 Pilots. She's seen them so many times. Last time they toured, I think she went to like every gig in the UK. That's what it felt like. I don't know where she was getting the money from. Yeah, and she sings. There's a lot of rap in their songs, but she sings every single syllable, every single word. It's quite impressive. She also knows all the words to Hamilton. She may not know all the words. Feels like it. If she's singing along, she just sings it straight through. Amazing. Judy Tsook. Wow. That's a name to conjure with. She has a voice that's impeccable. And she did a few tracks maybe, with Morcheeba, which are worth digging out and listening to. Oh my goodness, how far behind am I? Visage, Fade to Grey. Love that, Belinda. What would Andrea pick? Andrea would pick Ain't Nobody by Shaka Khan. I think it's that one. It's a Shaka Khan track. I think it's Ain't Nobody. Yeah. But you'll have to ask her next week and see what she says. Yeah, Chili Peppers. At 17 by Janice Ian. I know of Janice Ian, but I don't think I know that song. Enya. Wow. Beautiful South, Rotterdam, or Blackbird on a Wire. Very good. Toxic by Britney Spears is a masterpiece. Now, I've got a feeling you might have to check my trivia, but I think that was written by Kathy Dennis, who was a great artist in her own right, again, in the early 90s. I'm pretty sure that was one of her tracks. She writes for other artists now, hugely successful. Am I right? Was Toxic one of hers? I'm a big fan of Oasis, Don't Look Back in Anger. Let's hope all the people you have conned over the years. Don't look back at. I've conned over the years, have I? Excellent. Prince Buster, Madness. Yes. Oh, Madness has so many tracks. I mean, you could do a top 20 Madness, couldn't you? Pink Floyd, Money. Yeah, I have some personal favorite Pink Floyds. I don't think Money would be up there. Time, maybe. Yeah. It's really difficult to pick a favorite Pink Floyd. Erasure Blue Savannah. Wow, nice. Hi, Nick. I've just joined the chat. I take it you didn't win the hit list. Have you not watched it? I was going to try and get to the bottom of the chat. I'm not sure that's even possible. The Prince by Madness. Blimey. Whiskey in the Jar, Thin Lizzy. Phil Lynott or Lynott. How do you say it? I don't know. He was such an incredibly talented man. Tie a yellow ribbon around the old oak tree. That was a quiz question recently. Crumbs. I'm going to have to stop reading every one out. I'm just going to pick a few. Heaven or Las Vegas by the Cocteau Twins. Yeah. Amazing band. The Who, Free Me. Sorry, I'm just reading people's. Wow, I'm sorry if I'm missing stuff. I'm going to try and get down to the end. I've got no words of wisdom to read out now, unfortunately, at the end. I'm just interested to see what everyone's listening to and enjoying. The Blue Nile. I don't think I've ever listened to the Blue Nile. I've got lots of favourite instrumentals. Do they count? Sure. All right, I'm seeing if I can get to the end. Good night, Stool. We've bored Stool to death. He's gone. Connected, Stereo MC. See, again, early 90s. The Charlatans Weirdo, again, early 90s. That was 92. I remember buying that in Tower Records, Piccadilly. Is it Piccadilly? Yeah. Possibly my favourite track of theirs. Or it's either that or Then. One or the other. Garbage, yeah. Only Happy When It Rains. And another album I was totally obsessed by. I do that. I get obsessive over an artist or an album, sometimes even a single track, and I would drive people mad playing the same thing. The Human League, I'm Only Human. Yeah, that is a great track. I think they just call it Human, but it is an epic tune. So good. Sounds so fresh today. I was really into the Human League, late 80s, loved Dare. Then I got their greatest hits. We saw them live. We've seen them a couple of times now, and they're still amazing live. Oh, Simple Minds, so many good songs. Wow, sorry if I've missed your comments. There's just too much to read. Pink Floyd, Comfortably Numb. You thought I'd frozen. Words of wisdom, another side I won't harm. Trouble is, you'll never get rid of me. I'll just sit here and waffle about music. Andrea should be back soon. I doubt it. I think they'll probably get out of there like at 10:30, 11 or something. Then they've got to travel back from London. So they're not going to be back for a long time. I'm at the end. There we go. Excellent. Well, I will open one, but I think I will let you all go. And then I have got to clear this mess up. I've got stuff everywhere now. But we will do this again next week, I have no doubt. I don't think we've got anything on. I think the plan was to do the auction next week now. So we will come up with a selection of stuff and we will see if anybody fancies buying any of it. Oh, and we'll do that next week. So, how many people have survived this long? I've been going an hour and 36 and we've got 198 in. If you want me to carry on talking about music, or if you want to talk at me about music, I can. And the rest of you who aren't bothered can leave. It's fine. I'm not fussed. See, I'm home alone. I've got nobody else to talk to. Got nothing better to do. There's plenty of jobs I could be doing. I'll be honest. But do I want to? Not really. I made a right mess in the garden earlier. Belinda's mind is swimming with old songs now. Oh, Marcus is still here. We've probably lost a lot. That's fine. Stick around if you want me to waffle about music. Got washing up to do. Well, have you got washing up to do? We have a dishwasher. I could fill it up. No one mentioned Taylor Swift. I don't think they did. I don't have a problem with Taylor Swift. I know I don't think Andrea and Ellen are fans. Certainly not Andrea. I think she has a bee in a bonnet about Taylor for some reason. Taylor is quite shrewd as a businesswoman. I'm not sure the ins and outs, but she has reissued her earlier albums as Taylor's versions to get around the record company and pulled an incredibly clever move. I'm not sure the ins and outs and legalities of it, but I heard like a news report or something about it, and it sounded incredibly clever. I don't know if that's come from her or she's got some clever lawyers. But yeah. Sean, Jeff is over there in his bed. He's currently asleep. Oh, I was right. Look at that. Sometimes it happens. Toxic was written by Kathy Dennis about her ex-partner, super vet Noel Fitzpatrick. Excuse me. Hi, Pete. If you don't like music, go away. Well, there you go. Yeah. Rick rolled. Well, oh, it's just jumped. Come back. Rick rolled. Yeah, do you remember that thing? I never got Rick rolled. I didn't really understand what it was, but it was people sending people like attachments on emails, wasn't it? And then it was just Rick Astley singing "Never Gonna Give You Up," and it went kind of a viral. It was just a gimmick prank thing. But he capitalized on it. His fame went through the roof again. This was, when was that? Early 2000s, was it? I don't know. It kind of passed me by. But then we saw him live at a 80s festival, the first one we ever went to. And I wasn't expecting anything, but I thoroughly loved it. And we've seen him live a couple of times since. And he's great. It's descending into a drinking channel. As long as you don't start tripping over sticks and mute the toilet run. Yeah, I don't have a lapel mic, so don't worry. He's a famous TV vet. I knew nothing about Kathy Dennis's ex. That's a really good question. Would I like REM to come back? I don't know. I think that they said when they gave up, when they disbanded, that they wanted to leave on a high, and they were happy with their catalogue, and they didn't want to, flog a dead horse. So I don't think I'd want them to come back, because I don't think, unless they were really comfortable to do it. I think Oasis, just because everyone would love to go and see them live. And I saw them live at Nebworth. Who else would I like to see come back? I don't know. Yeah, Oasis would be good. I'm still laughing about a yokel lard sale from your last video. Oh, we're still dropping tunes. Massive Attack Teardrop. Huge Massive Attack fan. Their catalogue is just flawless. So good. I have I go through periods of time where I just immerse myself in a band. I'll go back to REM, for example, and just explore their catalogue again and just fall in love with it all again. I do the same with Radiohead. Sometimes I'll go for a whole week or two and just listen to Radiohead and just go, oh my God. Do it with Depeche Mode, obviously, Erasure, and Massive Attack are such a great band to just dive into and discover stuff. Oh, so good. Their album Mezzanine is probably a top 10 album of all time for me. Yeah. Ian sings in the bath, if anyone's interested. Pulp, Razzmatazz, MGMT. Oh, wow. Yeah. What's the one? Kids. Is it Kids? I remember stumbling across an acoustic cover. There's a girl, I say girl, a young lady, and a chap doing an acoustic cover of MGMT's Kids. One of the best covers I've ever seen on YouTube. So good. What happened to MGMT? Are they still going? Don't know. Currently trying to find tickets for Johnny Marr. Love his versions of a lot of the Smiths songs, and I couldn't stand the Smiths. That's interesting. The Smiths are a band that, at the time, before they disbanded, I was just getting into music and they were just about to disband, really, because I kind of decided music was my thing in 87. And the Smiths were kind of coming to the end. So I was kind of the tail end of that. But I've gone back and discovered most of their music. I probably don't know the whole catalogue, but I know a lot of it. But I really like the Smiths. I don't know that I've heard Johnny's solo versions, though. Anything by The Used? I don't know that I know their stuff. Are The Used a punk band? Are they punk? I don't know. Jamiroquai's Funk Odyssey album, I can quote back to back. I remember being at art college and his first album, was it Emergency on Planet Earth? I feel like that was the name of it. That was just out, and there was a chap I knew who was just telling everyone who would listen about this new band, Jamiroquai. And lo and behold, they blew up and became absolutely massive. Bee Gees. Yeah, Johnny Cash. Wow. Blondie again, Sunday Girl. Oh my goodness. We haven't mentioned Portishead. See, if I had to do a top 10 favorite, most meaningful to you, most powerful songs, that could be another category. Roads by Portishead. I struggle to listen to it without crying. That's how powerful it is. And it's because it speaks to a time in my life when I was, how do you put it? Not in a good place. But it's cathartic. It's the single most powerful piece of music that I think exists, at least for my head. Portishead Roads is phenomenal. Texas, once in a lifetime. Yeah, remember it coming out like yesterday. I was working in a Virgin Megastore at the time. Very sort of summery, uplifting tune, that one. Anyone know the Steve Gibbons band? Don't think I do. Lots of Blondie being mentioned, which is good. Johnny Marr is at South Sea Victorious Festival soon. Okay. I saw REM live about 2005-ish. Very underwhelming. That's interesting you say that. I never saw them live. And I had heard from friends that it was very hit and miss seeing them live. I've heard people rave about them live. I've heard people say it was a letdown. So it's interesting you've said that, but I never caught them live. I don't know that I regret that really, because if it was a disappointing gig, it would have really disappointed me, like the Chili's disappointed me when we saw them. Thrifty Georgie walked past Johnny Marr in Stockport years ago. The Cure Lullaby, yes. There's a story attached, but it's got a super late watershed. Oh. I would really love to see the Beastie Boys. Unfortunately, it will never happen. Well, it won't, will it, with the original three? No. Are Madness still on the go? I believe they are. I believe they're still a touring outfit. They had new music not all that long ago as well. I've never seen Madness, but that would be a heck of a gig. Imagine being down the front at a Madness gig. It would be just carnage, wouldn't it? Or like 50-somethings going mental, thinking they're still 18, like this one. Yeah. I'm going back to Beastie Boys. I mean, oh my goodness, when was that? The License to Ill, that was the one with the aeroplane crashing into a wall on the cover. Which was what, 88, 87, 88 or something? Don't know, might have got that completely wrong. But that really takes me back to a time when I lived in a little tiny village. Well, not as tiny as this village, a little bit bigger than this village. And I had a mate who had, we all had a rich friend as kids. I had a rich friend. He had all the new gear. We always had all the new music and tech and everything. And I remember him having brand new fancy pants Sony Walkman and the new Beastie Boys album. And he was the bee's knees. Yeah. But that is a classic. And then when I went to art college, a friend of mine I met there was obsessed with the Beastie Boys and went on and on about Paul's Boutique, the album. Said it was the best thing ever written. Take the Last Train to Clarksville. Is that a Monkees tune? Did I imagine that? I saw System of a Down at Rock City just after their first album got the drummer's signature on my ticket. Blimey. Muse Starlight is one of my favorites. Classic. Yeah, I was an early adopter of Muse. I was into them. Their first album, which wasn't a massive success, bought all the singles off that, Sunburn, and goodness me, what else was off that? Can't remember. What's the slow one? Possibly my favorite track off that album. Unintended. Wow, what a song. Yeah, I was obsessed with them. And then their second album, Origin of Symmetry, which I think maybe their peak for me. Not that they've gone down, but I'm just not as into that sort of stuff anymore. Absolution. Yeah. Love a bit of Muse. Not seen Muse live, and everyone I know that's seen them says they are amazing. Did you hear Rocket Man's 5-year final farewell has finally ended? Is that the Elton thing then, I'm assuming? Has he finished? REM will always be my favourite band ever. A very close second for me is Depeche Mode, then The Prodigy. Also, my passion is the rave scene, late 80s, early 90s. Wow. Well, I love all three of those bands, so we have very similar taste. REM have so many songs that just pinpoint moments in my life, and Drive off Automatic for the People. Yeah. Won't talk about why or what, but it's so emotional. Strange Currencies, another one. Stand, another one. That just take me to a moment in time. I don't know if it's something about their music or how fanatical I was about it at the time. But yeah, REM, I wish I could be somebody discovering REM now and going back through their catalogue. Imagine being that person, discovering that. The same about Radiohead. I'd love to be someone who's just discovered how mind-blowing Radiohead actually are and being able to go back and discover like Kid A. Can you imagine that? Yeah. More Fleetwood Mac. Oh, well, funniest song ever. Peter Green was a genius. Peter Green, blimey. Ava Cassidy's Songbird. Yeah. Kings of Leon. Are they still doing their thing? I think they're still a recording and touring unit, aren't they? More facts about Toxic coming in. Toxic was written with Janet Jackson in mind. I have heard that before being offered to Kylie Minogue, who turned it down. Wow. Whole of the Moon, the Waterboys. That's a tune. Crowd surfed 3 times, came out with a bleeding nose and knackered knee. Has anyone in here ever been to a gig and come out with one shoe? I've done that. It was probably Carter. We used to stick around after gigs at places like Brixton Academy or Town and Country Club, try and meet the band. We met, didn't usually get to meet anyone, but we did meet Jesus Jones after the gig once. That was quite fun. And when all the house lights came on, there was just a sea of like plastic beer cups and then shoes and random whatever, and bits of money everywhere. You could wander around and get enough, money to go to the pub with if you wanted to. Yeah. Wonderful Life by Black is a tune. I think that was 87. Snow Patrol. Oh my word. Yeah, I was really into them. Goodness me. What was it? Last Straw? Was that the name of the album? Final Straw? Last Straw? Final Straw, I feel like. And then Open Eyes. Open Eyes. The more cider I have, the less my facts will be true. Yeah, love Snow Patrol. Bauhaus are one of my favourite live bands. They did a version of Ziggy Stardust in the 80s. Was on Top of the Pop a few times. Awesome. UB40 Inside I'm Screaming. Is that one of their songs? Careful how I say this. Cunning Stunts album by Caravan. Belinda went to see Madness and seen them close up at a cinema in 1981. I've had one cider and I'm slowly working through a second. I wouldn't quite call it on the piss. We're getting there. Bombay Bicycle Club. Yeah. Nice. Jim Croce. Time in a Bottle. Yeah, I'm old. Hands up. I don't think I know Jim Croce's stuff. I can put any Beastie Boys album on and not skip, just an all-time favorite. My favorite Beastie Boys song and moment, as in the whole what was going on at the time, was Intergalactic. Again, that was a period when I was working in a Virgin Megastore, and we had massive posters up everywhere, and it was all about that album and that video where there's the giant robot going around a city, which is brilliantly done. The Beastie Boys are supposedly inside the robot's head, controlling it, and it's like so badly done. It's brilliant. Ah, such a good moment. I mean, was that 98, 97? I feel like it's one of the two, end of 97 into 98, because that's when I worked at a particular Virgin Megastore. Now, there's a band that I really liked, Alicia's Attic, short-lived, because I only had 2 albums. I think, sadly, I had a massive cull of my CD collection. We reduced what we had down by like 2/3 or something ridiculous. I had both their albums, and I think I got rid of them. Nina Simone. Well, I'm still going 2 hours in. ELO, Mr. Blue Sky. That is a tune. Was played going in at my best mate's funeral. Okay. Going out was always look on the bright side of life from Monty Python. Just summed up my friend Paul perfectly. Wow. Yeah, music can do that. Music can say things better than most of us can articulate things. That's why we used to make mixtapes and give them to each other, back in the 80s and 90s. Ronnie Wood has just posted he's doing a set at the O2 tonight. I'm not even sure if that's where they've gone. I thought they were going to the O2. Maybe he's going to do an appearance then. I did see, I think I got a message. This is their view. So they are seated to the side of the stage. So does that look like the O2? It does look like the O2. Or maybe Ronnie Wood's going to be a guest then. Bad manners, lip up fatty. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Tricky. Yeah. An acquired taste, but incredible artist. Hell is around the corner. I'm sure I had that. That's from Maxine. I'm never sure how you say it. Maxine Quay. That album. Callum Scott, Dancing on My Own used to make me weep. Did Andrew go and see them? The Hives. My husband danced in Leroy Thornhill's, main dancer from the Prodigy, new music video. I didn't know he had new music out. Oh, he is. There you go. Well, Andrea and Ellen will see Ronnie Wood tonight as well. Sorted for ease and whiz. I remember buying that on CD single, and the front sleeve, you took the front sleeve out, folded it out, and it was like an origami thing. It showed you how to make a pouch to carry your whiz in. It's amazing to me what they were getting away with back then. Yeah. I mean, that album, Different Class, was just a spectacular moment in time. So it was their masterpiece, wasn't it? Yeah, I remember the Zootons. They did the track that Amy Winehouse covered, Valerie, didn't they? Wasn't that them? I feel like it was. They were a short-lived thing, weren't they? The Zootons. They only had, I think they had an album called "Who Killed the Zootons" or something like that, and then maybe just one more follow-up, or maybe I don't know if they might still be going. They may have had loads of albums. Republic, New Order. People always assume I'm a big New Order fan because of the bands I'm into, but I'm not. They've had some classic tracks, but most of it I'm not a fan of. I don't know why. But don't get me wrong, they've had some amazing tunes and videos as well. That went down the wrong hole. Oh, Sharon's in. Talking about UB40. What a surprise. Oh my goodness. You saw the Beasties at Brixton. So cool. I've seen so many bands at that venue. It's just such a really nice venue. It's Brixton Academy that's having all the issues. I don't know if they've got through it yet and come up with a resolution, because there was that kind of stampede at the door, and sadly I think somebody lost their life, or a couple of people maybe. I'm not sure, but I don't know if they're open again now, because it was all going through the courts as to whether they would have to close it down. I'm sure that's Brixton 02, isn't it? That'd be such a shame. Does Nick know Nada Surf? I have heard of, but apologies, I don't think I know their music. Cypress Hill, oh my goodness. What a band. Alicia Zatik's first album is my CD at the ready to check CD players. Awesome. Carole King, Tapestry. Washing up all done. All I've done is sat here and waffle. I should have gone and done something useful. No. Hey Nick, watched your hit list episode today. You are both a well of music knowledge. Thank you, Phil. As you'll have seen, Tom did most of the work for that win. It was interesting. I'm watching it back. There was a lot where he's so quick. There's a lot that I would have got, but Tom was just straight in there. And I reckon, I said this to Tom, he would have won that on his own. He didn't need me, but I certainly needed him. But we were a good team. We worked well. Cranberries Zombie. I was such a Cranberries fan. That was one of those bands that I knew about and was into before they broke big. And then their first album came out, and I was obsessed about that and talking to everyone about this amazing new band, the Cranberries. And then they just went, their first album exploded. I mean, we're talking 94 here. And yeah, because I was at art college. And then their follow-up was even better in many ways, and Zombie was off that. Yeah, amazing. Thomas, music is a healer. I suffer with mental health issues, and listening to music really helps. Yeah, 100%. I can 100% identify with that. I use music as a calming influence. I use music to take me back to a happier place. Not that I'm not happy now, but you know what I mean? It can transport you. Yeah. Like nothing else, music can do that. It can alter your state of mind. Okay, I should think about wrapping up, really. I really should. I'm going to try and get to the bottom. Was it the Zootons that did a tour of the UK coast? I think I remember seeing, I love this. I think I remember seeing them during a very messy weekend at a bar in the middle of nowhere. Really? Yeah, 2 albums. Oh, I was right. Okay. Second was my favorite. I just remember the singles. I didn't have any of the albums. M People. Wow, interesting. We saw good lord, her name's just slipped my mind. Lead singer, incredible lead singer of the M People. We've seen a couple of times live now. And she is so good. She's one of those performers that just you can't not watch and think she is amazing. Heather Small, there you go. Yeah, if you get the chance to see Heather Small live, do it. So good. I'm not the only one that liked a bit of whiz in the 90s then. I cannot comment on such things. Strickland Banks. Oh my goodness. Who are we talking about? Plan B. Yeah. I had a friend who was obsessed with that. A chap I used to play cards with. He thought that album was an absolute work of genius. I dare say it was. Marcus bumped into Robbie Williams in Singapore whilst on exercise with the military. He sent us tickets to his live gig, only later to find they had been stolen by the aircrew. What? Fighter pilots for you. It's outrageous. I really try to appreciate all music and try to listen to all sorts. Yeah, I think I try to. I have a particular type of music I'm into. But as I talked about earlier, I've been into heavy metal and dance and rock and pop. And my sweet spot, if there is one, is 80s, 90s electronic music. But I love a bit of anything, really. And I try not to criticize other people's music choices, because if somebody's enjoying music, then that's all that matters. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, I'm nowhere near the bottom, am I? Oh, Thomas. Well, I think we've got very similar music taste. Do you remember Tasmin Archer, Sleeping Satellite? The album is amazing, from 1992. I remember it so clearly. I remember rushing out to buy that single when it came out. It's still one of my favorite songs. It takes me to a particular moment, a particular time in my life. And yeah, for me, one of the best pop songs of the 90s. It stands up so well. If you go and watch Tasmin Archer's Sleeping Satellite now, well, if I went and watched it, I'd get chills up and down, because it's such a moment in time for me, and it's such an amazing song. It stands up amazingly. But yeah, the whole album, some cracking tunes on that. Sultans of Ping, oh my goodness. Where's my jumper? Beautiful South, Sharon, you know as well as I do, they've had so many absolute classics. Paul Heaton is one of the UK's greatest songwriters. He's amazing. We watched a documentary about him, which was so insightful, really, really interesting. Still going strong, of course, not with Beautiful South, but still writing amazing music. Okay. We did get the payout. Yeah, they told us when we filmed it that we wouldn't get paid until after it aired, and we weren't allowed to tell anyone we were on it. Well, we weren't allowed to tell anyone how we did, but they have paid now, which was very nice. Okay, right. I'm going to go. Thank you so much. We have 148 still with us. I'm going to leave you there. I think we are going to do our auction next week. If we are, there'll probably be a preview midweek. So we'll let you know the assortment of stuff we're going to try and sell off next week. So have a look at the preview. We normally try and put those out on a Wednesday, I think. I'm going to do a video about the media haul I got at the weekend, which I didn't show you today because I think that's quite interesting. And yeah, so thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to me ramble about music. I will see you soon. Take care, look after yourselves, and thanks for listening to me waffle. Ta-ra.